All right, today we're going to talk about how to escape that doom scroll addiction and take back what's most valuable to you, your attention. You know the feeling. We've all been there. It's 2 a.m., you are way too deep in videos of some guy pressure washing a driveway, and then it hits you. You haven't blinked in like 20 minutes. Yep, welcome to the scroll.
Yeah, there's actually a name for it, doomscrolling. And it's pretty much taken over humanity for the last decade, right? It's what makes us all feel so scatterbrained and unfocused, and, let's be honest, completely incapable of even going to the bathroom without a screen.
So how in the world did we get here? Well, it really started with Vine, RIP, and those amazing 6-second loops. After it shut down, Musical.ly popped up, which then, in 2018, became the absolute giant we know as TikTok. And since then, pretty much every app, from Instagram to YouTube, has copied that infinite vertical scroll. But why? Why do they all do it? Well, here's the thing you have to understand. These apps, they aren't competing for your happiness. They are competing for your attention, because your attention is literally how they make their money. And boy, does it work. Now, when people realize they've kind of hit rock bottom with this stuff, they tend to overcorrect. And that brings us to this big trend you've probably heard of, the dopamine detox. The whole idea is to just starve your brain of anything remotely fun. No music, no sugar, no nothing. To somehow reset yourself. But really, is that actually the answer? The short answer? Absolutely not. See, these super drastic changes almost always fail in the long run. It's kind of like starving yourself for a week and then just face planting right into an all-you-can-eat buffet. You almost always boomerang right back to where you started. So what's the secret then? It's not some crazy extreme detox. The real solution is incremental change. We're talking small, realistic steps, the kind that you can actually stick with. So we're going to break this down into a super simple 3-part framework. First, it's about self-commitment. Second, adjusting your environment. And third, replacement, finding something better to fill that time. All right, let's dive into step 1. This is all about your mindset. Before you change a single thing on the outside, you've got to start with a commitment on the inside. You have to have a real, honest talk with yourself. Seriously, why do you want to stop? Is it because you feel so scatterbrained and you can't focus anymore? Are you just sick of wasting hours of your life? Or does it just make you feel bad, inside of your soul? You've got to get crystal clear on your why. Because here's the hard truth. Nobody is going to do this for you. Not your friends, not your mom, and definitely not the algorithm. This has to come from you, for you. Think of it as an act of self-care. Okay, so once you've made that internal commitment, it's time to get practical. Step 2 is all about changing your environment to make that bad habit just a little bit harder to do. The main idea here is super simple: add friction. Look, at the end of the day, we're basically animals, right? We do whatever is easiest. So the trick is to rig the game. Make the right choices easy, and the wrong choices, well, make them a pain. So here are 4 easy ways to add that friction. First, out of sight, out of mind. When you're working, toss your phone in a drawer. At night, charge it in a different room. Next, turn off your notifications. You're not an ER doctor. You don't need to be on call for every Instagram like. Those are just hooks pulling you back in. Third, and this is a pro tip, delete the really addictive apps from your phone. Only use them on your computer. It's way less addictive, I promise. And finally, set up some no-go zones. Make clear rules, like no phone in bed or for the first hour of the day. And now for the final and maybe most important step. If you just take away the bad habit, you're left with a void, right? An empty space. To really make this change stick, you have to fill that void with something better. This is all about replacement. Think of it like an upgrade. Instead of Instagram, maybe you put Duolingo there, so you're learning Spanish instead. Instead of TikTok, maybe you try an app like Blinkist for book summaries. And when you get that antsy, anxious feeling and you just want to scroll, try replacing it with a 5-minute guided meditation. It really helps quiet that monkey mind banging cymbals in your head. A huge part of this is swapping out mindlessness for intention. So the next time you feel your hand just automatically reaching for your phone, just pause for 1 second and ask yourself, why am I doing this right now? Am I bored? Am I stressed? Am I just trying to avoid doing something else? Because the moment you name that emotion, that's the moment you get your control back. Once you know the real reason you're reaching for your phone, you can actually deal with that feeling head on.
instead of just trying to numb it with another scroll session.
So let's tie this all together. This isn't really about spending less time on your phone. It's about reclaiming your life. It's about taking back your attention from these algorithms that were literally designed to hijack it.
The whole goal here is to get to a point where you feel free, where you're no longer cuffed or held down by that endless feed.
Look, you are not meant to be chained to an algorithm. By taking these small, steady steps, that focused, present, clear-headed version of you, the one that got lost in the scroll, can absolutely be found again. So put the phone down, get your feet on the ground, and just start with one simple, really powerful action. Go outside.